What's up, everybody? It's Sarah again. I had the idea for another series of YouTube videos on where I live. This one's going to be about things I can stick in through my door. If you don't understand what I mean, it usually looks a lot better with the light on it, but this gap between the door and the frame is huge. Lets in a lot of noise right there through that hole. That is an actual hole. I can hear the neighbors running their dryer, which is actually outside. I can show you the distance of how far away from the door it is. There's the vent. There's the stairs. But with this door closed, it does absolutely nothing for any noise protection because it is so ill-fitted. I did send an email to the management asking them to refit, reframe, replace the door. They told me no. The email flat out says, maintenance says the door is secure. Let's take a look at that. Barely. There's one lock for it. It's not secure, but whatever. So this series is going to be on things that actually fit into here, and hopefully, we'll be able to get them to agree that obviously there's something wrong here. I thought about calling out a contractor of my own, and just, showing them and saying, can you agree with me? Do you agree that this is not the way this is supposed to be? Of course, I don't want to foot that bill because this is an apartment and they should be fixing these things, but they just flat out refuse. So of course, from here, you can see how large the gap is. It does go most of the way down. I'm not going to be facetious and say it's all the way, but of course there is still gap. It gets larger through the middle part there because they've had to replace the locks so many times. Right here is where the deadbolt used to be, and they just kind of patchworked over it. And then you can see, of course, the indentation where the receptacle for the deadbolt used to be. This obviously they've moved the latch lock so many times, and then you can see that this gap again gets smaller towards the top, but definitely widens out towards the middle of the door. This is nothing but one huge hole to the outside, lets in lots of noise. It's supposed to be a doorbell system. It doesn't work. I'm going to push this up because that is the painted over, as you can see the white in there, that is the painted over peephole. Also, it's too tall for me to see out of. So yeah, it's painted, and I'm gonna see if I can show you guys the best I can. That's my view from it. So anyway, onto things I can put into the door frame because the gap is so wide. The first thing I thought of, and I've done before, and I sent the pictures to the office explaining this is why the store needs to be replaced, reframed, refitted, something, is my finger. I am an adult and my finger fits into that hole there. Now granted, it's just to the first knuckle, but that's how large that gap is I can stick my finger thoroughly in that hole. It doesn't plug it, of course, but my finger goes into there. And you can see how wide this gap is. So we're gonna keep making these videos. I'm gonna post them. Maybe some of you guys will contact the office for me on my behalf and say, hey, that's really not the way that it should be. This should be more secure. Thankfully, I only have 3 more months here. My lease is up at the end of June, and I cannot wait to get out of here and move somewhere where this isn't the normal.